I'm really, really excited to be joined by Vicky and her husband today from Bethnal&Bec Luxury Stays. Hi, Vicky.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you both?
Good, thank you.
Good, thank you. Sorry, the sound is a bit it's gone a bit crackly, so we're listening in as best we can.
Okie dokie. Well, first of all, I'm loving the hats at the moment. You're bringing lots of summer vibes at the moment. I love it.
Happy nomads.
So if you could just give everyone an introduction to yourselves and your business. I know you're a Small Biz 100 from this year, so just tell everyone about yourselves.
We have been trading for 5 years. In October was our 5th year. We are based in Hertfordshire. We are adult only, dog friendly, luxury self-catering properties. We've got 3. And 2 are dog friendly and 1 isn't, for those that aren't too keen on sharing their space where a dog has been. But we believe that we're very unique, and for us, the devil is in the detail. So we're not your traditional self-catering where you turn up and have to do everything for yourself. We've tried to bridge the gap between being in a sort of hotel environment, but having your own private space. And not being, regimented by going down to breakfast and having to get dressed and all of those things.
Nice. So whereabouts are your properties? Are they all in Hertfordshire?
We're in Hertfordshire, so not far from North London, not far from the A1 and the A10, 40 minutes from Cambridge. So it's not an area that people would necessarily think of coming to holiday in. If we had £1 for every time someone said, why are you opening, holiday lets in Hertfordshire? Because obviously in this country, most people think about holidaying in Cornwall or Devon or Suffolk. But Hertfordshire's got a lot to offer. We're a fantastic county full of really wonderful small businesses that we support as well through our business. We've got Harry Potter World down the road. We've got beautiful countryside. Our village has got thatched cottages in it. It is the quintessential English market towns here, but not necessarily with the tourists or with the crowds, which we think, and without the prices that go with holidaying in Cornwall or Devon at the height of the summer when it's very, very touristy and very expensive.
Yeah, I am based in Hertfordshire as well, so I love that you're representing Hertfordshire. Hey. So tell me a little bit why you started the business.
Oh, my turn. We met online, as you do, about 9 years ago. Both working in London, both running business in London, both with families, and we thought about, we were dating, and then when we were dating and going away places, it was either hotels, which were lovely but expensive, or it was B&Bs or self-catering, which were a little bit old and fuddy-duddy. And we wanted to sort of have our own space, but have a lot of luxury. And when we went away, we wanted certain things which were like home, but better than home, or at least as good as home. So you want a bed which is at least the same size as the bed at home, a TV which has all the channels on. We have projector screens, so it definitely has all the channels. Baths which are really big, showers which are amazing, not dripping electric showers. So we couldn't find anything like that. So we decided to, I think 11 months after meeting online, we bought a house together which had the land and the buildings. And we were in 11 months after we first ever met with our 4 kids, all living together in the middle of Hertfordshire.
I love it. Very hard and fast.
Yes, it happened rather quickly. But we still continue to work in London, and the planning and everything took a bit longer than we'd hoped. But we built both of our properties. We're called Bethnal&Bec because Chris lived in Bethnal Green in London and I was in Tooting-Bec. We wanted to create kind of a Soho house-y style.
Yeah.
And that was basically what our design brief and start was. But we built everything. We designed everything. We do everything in our business, including the cleaning, the marketing, finance, everything.
Many hats.
We wear, as we're wearing our hats today, yes, we wear many of them. We've also navigated some pretty difficult times in our short 5 years of trading. A year after opening, I got diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. So we're still managing that, is probably the best way to describe that. Then the following year, COVID struck.
I was going to ask you about how you found that.
Yeah, so in hospitality, we were one of the worst affected sectors. I think we ended up being close to 16 months in total. Because we were a young business, we fell outside of all of the help, so we couldn't furlough ourselves. We hadn't been trading long enough, so we got some business rate relief, and that was it. So to be honest, we had a good first year. We had 3.5 very, very difficult years. We got back in the groove at the beginning of this year, because last year we were managing taking all of the bookings that we'd had to cancel in COVID. So cash flow wise, that was tough. So we started the year well, but now we're navigating the cost of living crisis.
It has been really
that
a couple of
has
years.
definitely affected small businesses, and it's definitely affected us.
I think you're doing amazing to keep on going and having all those hurdles, being such a young business, only starting 5 years ago.
You don't really have a lot of choice. I mean, we didn't have jobs to fall back on. We've got 4 kids. We've had to make a lot of difficult decisions, and I think it's something as well when you run your own business and you have a health scare like that. I was 42 when I was diagnosed. Certainly wasn't anything we'd imagined that we would have to navigate, and it certainly made us realize how contingency planning, there's a lot of things, I think, as in running a small business. You think about the day-to-day stuff and paying the bills and getting the sales in, but you've also when you're the person that's doing that and half of the team are suddenly too unwell, and of course Chris was busy traveling around looking after me with endless hospital appointments, we had to pay for people to help run the business. So that was tough.
I can imagine. So is it just the two of you running everything? You don't have any?
We work with various cleaners to help, because there are days and there are times in the year. I mean, obviously we like to try and get away ourselves. But we've cut back this year. We know what we like. We know what we're doing. We use a lot of the free resources as well. I spent COVID training in everything I could that was free online, with BT, with Small Business Britain, doing all the courses in social media marketing. Chris, we both wear different hats in the business, which is important. Otherwise, there's interesting opinions. So, but we make use of a lot of the free training resources that are out there, which I don't think there were as many before COVID. So that is one bonus. You can
definitely
sit at home and train and not have to pay to go to courses and all the travel and being away from your business. That's definitely a positive for me.
I love to hear that you've been joining the training sessions that we've been doing with BT and things like that. It's really nice for us to hear that it's been helpful for you. And I think you're right. We always used to do in-person training events, and then when COVID happened, we put everything online, and it makes it more accessible for everyone. So it's good to reach small businesses that way, like yourselves.
Well, it's not a day out anymore. That it's very difficult to find that time, and certainly for us, we do cleans. We've got 3 retreats we're about to clean now. As soon as we come off this, and I couldn't go on a course. I'd be really, really limited. And also with being able to watch the playbacks, it means that you can fit it in around your time. So when the kids have gone to bed and the house is quieter, I can sit down and watch a playback if I haven't managed to make the time of the original course. So I've definitely benefited enormously. And that's meant that I've not had to pay out as much as we probably would have done when we first started in anything from really understanding how to market on Facebook to TikTok. That's the latest thing we're trying to get into.
Yeah, we've got a TikTok session coming up towards the end of the tour.
I'm signed up for that.
You are brilliant. Yeah, really excited.
And we've been doing the mentoring program as well that you guys have been offering. We've been mentors to actually 4 small businesses, which we really enjoyed, haven't we? That's been great. So there's a lot to offer. It's all good.
Well, we love having you as part of our community. I know you joined us this year as a Small Biz 100, but I know you've been involved in stuff way before then. I've always seen your name on the workshops and things like that. So anyway, talking about the future, have you got any plans? I know maybe you've got something for Small Business Saturday on the 3rd of December.
Yes, so we're asking everybody to follow us on our social media channels, which are really at the moment Facebook and Instagram, which is Bethnal&Bec. We're going to be announcing over that weekend lots of very, very cool booking offers. And we'll be celebrating that weekend. We work with probably about 35 other small local businesses to us, both in suppliers, and we work with them for our guests to be able to have amazing experiences. So we're going to be championing them. And I think it's going to be a really fun day, and I hope the media get behind it as well and really celebrate everything that we are in the UK with our small business nation and the incredible talent that we have, and just try and get people to think about shopping small. The same for us, with holidays. We'd really like to encourage people to not necessarily think about, I want to go away, let's jump on a plane and go somewhere, but look on your doorstep. COVID made everybody stay at home, and there was this whole staycation boom. But sadly, that hasn't necessarily stayed. I know the draw of the sun and the beach is huge, but there are some amazing, England is beautiful. We've started going away with the kids more and exploring our brilliant country. We've also got a place that we are building by the sea down in Felixstowe. Cool. It's a little bit on hold at the moment because we're trying to make it really sustainable. It's a big part of our ethos. So we want to be entirely solar powered with air source heat pumps. And there's a bit of red tape around that, so we're working through that. So that will be our first fully really eco property that we've built. So look at what's on your doorstep before you automatically book that flight away.
Definitely. I love also that whole thing about being sustainable. Staying within the UK obviously is the most sustainable thing you can do if you want a holiday.
Absolutely.
I think personally, I've got to be honest, I don't normally look at the UK to holiday in, but I feel like after speaking to you guys, I definitely will look at places around, especially luxury stays that's drawing me in.
And I think it's this, you don't need to go away for a week or 2 weeks in the UK. I think 99% of our stays, which is 400 a year, 800 people come stay, are for probably less than 4 days. And there's more and more of that happening now. That sort of traditional 1 week by the seaside is not necessarily the case. You can go away and stay in some amazing small independent places, really luxurious now. All the mod cons, Netflix from bed.